name is Sarah. I will be telling the story of the man who was to mind his own house by Peter Christian Abjortson and other guy whose first name I forget, but last name is like Mo or something. Once on a time, there was a man so grumpy and surly and cross. He never thought his wife did anything right in the house. So one evening, he came home, grumpy and cross and showing his teeth and growling and his wife said, "Calm down, dear. There, that's a goodie. Now, why don't we switch jobs tomorrow? I'll go out with the mowers and mow, and you stay home and mind the house." Yes, the husband thought this was such a great idea. So he was willing to do it. So the next morning, the wife got dressed for work, took the scythe, and went out to mow with the mowers. The husband was to mind the home. So the first thing he decided to do was get some cream to churn some butter. And as he was churning and churning and churning and churning, he got a little bit thirsty. So he decided to go down to the cellar and get some ale. So he grabbed the tap, went down to the cellar, got the bung, and tapped the tap into the barrel of ale. Now, as he was doing that, he heard a ruckus upstairs in the kitchen. The pig had gotten into the kitchen and was making a mess of the butter. So he quickly ran back upstairs with the tap in his hand, forgetting the ale, found the pig had made a mess of the butter and was making a ruckus and grunting and being a pig. All right. The man got wild with rage and got so angry. He ran after the pig, caught it, and gave it such a swift kick, it lay dead. Suddenly, the man remembered he still had the ale down in the cellar. He had the tap in his hand. Oh no! He ran back down to the cellar and found the ale was all gone. Okay. So, he decided they needed to have butter for dinner, because butter is what they must have. So he found some more cream, went back up the stairs, and went and churned the butter again. As he was churning and churning and churning and churning, he remembered the cow hadn't been let out all day. He hadn't been fed, hadn't been given any water, and was still in the cow shed. And it was almost high noon. And he decided he didn't want to carry it out to the meadow. So he figured, well, we have a nice thatch of sod on top of the house. I'll just put the cow on there. And he was about to go and do that when he saw his little babe crawling around in the kitchen. So he figured he better take the churn of butter with him so the babe doesn't make a mess of it. So he took the butter, put it over his shoulder, grabbed a bucket to get some water for the cow, and went out to the well. Once he got to the well and went to get the bucket in, the churn of butter fell out of its own bucket, over his shoulder, and into the well. Okay, on to the cow. So the man went to get the cow out of the shed, trying to figure out how to get it onto the house, and realized there was a plank from a hill up to the roof of the house. So he picked up the cow, carried it up to the roof, and put it on there. Now, how to keep the cow on the roof? Well, luckily he had some rope. So he took the rope, tied one end any butter to make for the cow, or for him and his wife. So he decided he should make some porridge. So he got a pot of boiling water, put it on the fire, and got some oatmeal to grind for the porridge. Now, as he was doing that, he was grinding and grinding and grinding and grinding. Luck would have it, the cow fell off the roof. And the man went up the chimney, hanging by his thigh over the boiling pot of porridge. Now the cow was swinging between heaven and earth, just stuck there. And the man was stuck in the chimney. Now, while all this was going on, the wife, who was at work all day, she had been working for 7 breaths and 7 lengths and hadn't heard anything. No call for dinner or anything. I better go home and see what's going on. So she grabbed her scythe and went back home, only to find the cow swinging between heaven and earth off the roof. So she took her scythe, cut the cow,